Yes, sir.
Hey, JP and Mike, can you guys close those back doors, please? All right, folks, we're ready to
We're ready to get started. If you would hit the radio seat, please. Remember that it's still time to bid auction items. So go to the app and get those outstanding bids in for the silent auction items.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the 2025 TMPA 75th Anniversary Banquet, broadcasting live across all platforms here in beautiful Houston, Texas, at the Hyatt Regency in downtown Houston. Since 1950, the Texas Municipal Police Association has proudly stood by those who serve and protect this great state. Now, in our 75th year, we represent over 34,000 members of Texas law enforcement, strong, united, resilient, and unwavering in our mission. Tonight we mark a historic milestone, but also a time of transition. As we do every year, we honor the service of our outgoing president. And please join us in thanking past President Ken Gardner for his leadership and help us welcome a new president, Zach Hicks. This year's election brought uncontested races. And with that, we proudly introduce the 2025-2026 TMPA Board of Directors, President Zach Hicks, First VP Bill Nelson, Second VP Tyler Pride, Third VP, Fourth VP Justin Ellis, Secretary Tyler Tibbetts, Treasurer Tommy Landis, Sergeant-at-Arms Eddie Roby, and now past President Ken Gardner. For the regional directors, Region 1, Cody Webb, Region 2, Chris Skinzel, Region 3, Brian Rodriguez, Region 4, Eric Sanchez, Region 5, John Bellini, Region 6, Brian Johns, Region 7, Justin Ellis, Region 8, Brian Lipcomb, Region 9, Luke Schaefer, and Region 10, Philip Allen. Look, don't forget on the silent auction items which are live now and bidding closest tonight at 7. The link is there in the page. We're going to be joined now with outgoing President Ken Gardner. Appreciate you tuning in and enjoy the night.
75th Conference Banquet. If I could, if you're able to, would you please stand for the presentation of the colors by the Pasadena Police Department Honor Guard and the national anthem by Ty Larimore.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts hearts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
If you would remain standing, we'll have the invocation by Brian Flatt.
If you would bow your heads, please. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for bringing us here tonight, Lord. We thank you for your love. We ask for your grace, your continued mercy in our lives. We ask that you continue to forever watch over and be with us, be with our first responders, our law enforcement, be with our families, be with our friends, our coworkers. Lord, we just ask for your continued guidance, direction, and forever forgiveness in our lives, Lord. We just thank you so much for bringing us here tonight. We love you and we thank you in your precious and holy name that we pray. Amen.
Okay, you may be seated. At this time, we are going to go ahead and start with our meal. And shortly after, once everybody gets going, I will step back up here and we will continue on with the banquet. Thank you.
So again, you are looking, and we are streaming live here at the TMPA 75th anniversary banquet at our annual TMPA conference. Again, it's held here in Houston, Texas, beautiful downtown Houston, Texas, at the Hyatt Regency. Approximately 600 in attendance tonight as we celebrate all the victories and successes of TMPA through this last year, and see our outgoing president, Ken Gardner, pin the incoming president, Zach Hicks, from Bedford Police Department. Been on the board a very long time, a close friend of mine, and just an honorable guy. And we are super excited for him and all of it. I guess we've got one new TMPA board member out of Carrollton, PA. But it's a celebration tonight. Again, if you have not already checked out the live auction online, the link for that is listed below in the description, and that is for TMPA Charities, which is our only TMPA charity raising event is at this conference. And so this year we've done things a little bit different. Having the access of online, it opens it up to people who cannot attend the annual conference. You're able to participate and contribute to help out those who serve Texas and our heroes. So stay tuned. They are serving dinner tonight, and we will pop back in when the banquet continues. Stay tuned.
Just tell them to hold their position until he's done.
Janet. We want to go ahead and thank our sponsors for this year's conference. Our captain sponsors, NEP and McLean Advisors. Our chief sponsors are NEP and McLean Advisors. Our captain sponsors are Relentless Defender and as follows. But we're going to stroll those sponsors here across the screen as we eat our salads and our steak dinners tonight. This is probably the biggest TMPA banquet that I've attended personally. Again, this is Tyler Owen with TMPA, the communications manager. To my left is David Kurlowicz, our field representative, who we trust with the AV equipment to run all the sound checks and videos during our broadcast. But it's going to be a good night. We're super excited to see this many people attending our conference, and man, what an honor to honor those who serve Texas and to be a part of it. Again, we're 34,000 strong here in Texas, and since I started back in 2017, we had just under 27,000. So we've grown that much in that short of time, and I think it's a testament to the recipe of staff that TMPA has and our committed board of directors that continue to just do phenomenal things for not just for staff here at TMPA, but also Texas law enforcement. Again, we want to thank our sponsors. We're going to continue to broadcast and show them here on our screen, and we can't thank you enough for tuning in. For those that have never attended the TMPA Banquet at our annual conference, the line of events for the night are going to be kind of as follows. The outgoing president will address the banquet attendees, and then we will pin the new president, Zach Hicks, again from Bedford Police Department. During the tonight's ceremonies, we will also honor those that we have lost, our fallen heroes of Texas. And then we will follow with the Warrior Awards and George Strait's Badge Award, sponsored by Relentless Defender. And that will conclude our live broadcast during our ceremonies tonight. Again, after the banquet, typically, we do the casino night, followed with the live auction. And this is TMPA Charity's biggest event of our year. This is how we raise the most money to continue to give back to our heroes and our TMPA members that suffer a loss, killed in the line of duty. So it's a pretty significant night. And like with any organization, we continue to try to make things better, bigger, and bolder. And so, again, I'm just overwhelmed and shocked of the number of attendance here at this TMPA banquet. It's phenomenal to see and witness. I'm also going to provide some information about a last-minute donor. He's a pretty big deal here in Houston. I'm going to provide that name here shortly from Chris Skinzel, who orchestrated that donation for our live auction. So, again, we appreciate you tuning in. We're having a good time here in Houston, and we will check back in here shortly. You're just now tuning in, we wanted to go ahead again and highlight these sponsors that have made this year's conference amazing. We're going to highlight our chief sponsors: McLean Advisors, NEP Services, Relentless Defender, the Gorski Law Firm, ECA, which is East Coast Amusements, Roll Call Off-Duty Networks, Financial Cop, Lisa Krause PC, which is Attorney Randall Moore out of the DFW area, the Law Office of Paul Amon, the Law Office of Lance White, who also donated to our Purse Bingo. You ladies out there, or our members that are tuning in on this broadcast, if you attend the TMPA conference, we have several spousal events, so you're not just stuck up in a hotel room while your spouses attend some of these training sessions. We serve you. That's our job here at TMPA, and we've got an event called Purse Bingo on Saturdays, followed with Sunday Painting with a Twist. And so we want to make your weekend enjoyable. Lance White has always contributed to Purse Bingo, and we cannot thank him enough for donating those purses. Honor Wealth is also one of our sergeant sponsors, and the Robbery Investigators of Texas Conference, which is going to be held in Arlington, Texas, a great partnership for TMPA. They are also listed as a sergeant sponsor. So we're going to continue to highlight our sponsors throughout this broadcast. Keep tuning in. These people cannot eat their food fast enough, so we can get this ceremony kicked off. And shout out to Stan McNear. I hope to see you soon, my friend. I appreciate you tuning in. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to our TMPA Banquet. We are live streaming on all of our platforms. Like I said earlier, to my left is going to be David Kurlowicz, our field rep out of Central Texas, who, quite honestly, me being an East Texas part-time field rep, now moving to Wimberley, I've become pretty close to David. And so he is heavily involved with the Texas Peace Officer Memorial and has also facilitated a pretty big fundraiser. And we've got the drawing coming up here at 7 o'clock with the golf cart. David, talk about the golf cart, the maker, and how you came up, or I guess you and several others came up with the idea, and really where those needs and proceeds are going to be donated to.
Absolutely. I really appreciate the opportunity. So the idea spawned from my work with the Texas Peace Officer Memorial and the need to help raise funds to help keep that up and renovate and expand, unfortunately, for future names that are coming on. Um, Different income streams, and I was lucky enough to go to Cart Castle, who was very kind and donated a Donato 2025 Nomad XL 4-passenger golf cart, fully customized. It's 2025, has the upgraded electrical package in there, has a mini iPad that controls everything, and you're able to go take it on the street and on the golf course. And those tickets we were selling for $50, and the retail value on that golf cart is almost $14,000.
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And you know what else is insane? And if you stop and think about it, is that we have the private citizens and law enforcement associations and organizations have to fund that to be able to change and add names to that wall. It's not a legislative or state funded project, and so we want to honor the fallen heroes of Texas. And what better way to do that? And I got to say, I've seen the golf cart in person. It's here at our conference being displayed right in the lobby, and it is. I go to Port A a lot, and there's a lot of golf carts rented in Port A, and this thing you would be pimping in style. I can assure you. So have you been able to drive it and drive around your neighborhood since you kind of had to babysit this thing since the project began?
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that I didn't drive it too much. I mean, it is pretty nice. One of the really nice features on it, we were able to get custom designed and stitched seat covers. So there's a thin blue line logo on there that outlines the state of Texas to further honor those family members. And you brought up a great point. None of the Peace Officer Memorial is funded by taxpayer dollars. It is all through donations. And what a great way to help honor those families that paid the ultimate sacrifice and to get the community involved. I mean, it's working out pretty nice.
Yeah. Well, and again, thank you to our partners there at the Texas Peace Officer Memorial. There's a pretty large committee of different organizations that are involved with labor situations, but somehow they're always connected to law enforcement. And so that committee serves to ensure the Texas Peace Officer Memorial continues and that ceremony continues. And David serves in that committee. And right now he's toggling switches and eating steak and doing what he does typically at conference. And I got to note, every conference, I'm always heavy-hearted. David fulfills the role that our beloved Dick Brock always did. And so every conference, I just kind of stop and raise my glass and drink a little nice drink in memory of my friend and colleague, Dick Brock. And just thinking about him tonight. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Katie Vasquez. I'll always know you as Katie Sariga, tuning in, watching us right now as her father sits on stage and is fixing to hopefully do some door prizes, because we've got some pretty big door prizes to give away from our local POAs. You guys stay tuned. We are going to continue to bring you this live broadcast of the banquet tonight. Hope you guys stay safe and look forward to hearing and continuing with this series. Again, you are watching the live broadcast of the 2025 75th anniversary TMPA conference at our annual banquet held every single Sunday night at every annual conference. We appreciate you tuning in. We wanted to highlight one of the a situation that happened yesterday. Chris Skindle realized that we needed some auction items, and so Chris is good friends with contact with a businessman here in Houston, and so they reached out, and so we reached out to Alan Huffman, who owns several dealerships here in Houston, and he's iconic for his crazy shoes, which I believe that he's going to auction off tonight at our live auction. He's here with us tonight. He will be performing the swearing-in ceremony for the 2025-2026 current TMPA Board of Directors. And so we look forward to that happening tonight, and we cannot thank him enough for all of the donations that he did for our silent auctions, a lot of sports memorabilia, which he himself is a huge Houston Astros fan, and so he donated to the TMPA silent auction and live auction items. So we're very much looking forward to that, and thank him from the bottom of our hearts for that. Again, you are watching the live broadcast at the TMPA annual conference, 75th anniversary of serving those who serve. And we appreciate you tuning in. Stay tuned. We're fixing to get tonight's ceremony started. Looks like past President Ken Gardner and his lovely wife are taking the stage right now, and hopefully within a couple of minutes we'll start tonight's ceremony. Again, thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned. I don't know right now. I know YouTube's got 25, I think, Facebook, I'm not sure. Again, this is Tyler Owen, TMPA. You're tuning in to the live broadcast of tonight's TMPA annual conference, our 75th anniversary. To the man to my left, Deputy Executive Director Mitch Landry. For those who don't know, he is one of two current employees with TMPA that was also a past president. And so we always kind of lean on Mitch for the different traditions that we've got. And trust me, there's some odd ones, including the past president meeting that happens right before the group photo, and it's just different cool stuff like that. So I always value getting the past presidents and their perspectives, and Mitch has been one. And so, Mitch, I'm sitting there looking at this room, and it's, almost 500 people, or a little over 500 people. To me, it's the biggest conference. That could be argumented, but man, you've been a part of this organization for a very long time. Talk about the conference culture and talk about why it's important for people to come to conference and experience this, because it seems like a family reunion to me.
I think the family reunion is an understatement. My first conference was in 1991, and this is definitely the largest one we've had. I think we have 450 to 500 people in attendance tonight. Go back to 2001 when I first got hired at TMPA. Our conference was in San Angelo, and we had it at the La Quinta Inn in San Angelo off Loop 306, and then we had the banquet at the Bentwood Country Club, and if there was 70 people there, you would be lucky probably. But it's very important, the focus of tonight is, as we'll see later, is when we honor our fallen police officers, our brothers and our sisters who have given the ultimate sacrifice and their families and their friends and their agencies. That's what I'm proud of, because since 1991 we have done this at every conference, Tyler. We have recognized that sacrifice, and I really like that. And you know, as I know, you see a bunch of cops out here dressed up in coat and tie. That doesn't happen every day. And just so for our viewers that are out there, you see all these people, they took showers, they got all dressed up. But let me tell you what happens as soon as this is over. There'll be a line to the elevator.
Yep.
And we have casino night afterwards, and they're all going to run upstairs, and they're all going to reappear in shorts, in shirts, and flip-flops.
Yep.
So that's what I love about it. But we are a true family. Over the years, I've been blessed. I mean, so many people who I feel are families. You mentioned our past presidents meeting. We had 18 there today, which is the most we've ever had at a conference. And I can't go into the secret squirrel stuff that happens at that meeting. It really is an honor, one, to have been a past president, and two, just to see where we've been and where we're going. You know, we're over 34,000 members. I think when I came to 2001, we were like big people, 100 members. Fast forward, we got like 75 employees and 34,000. Pretty awesome. And I just want to, for our members that may be watching, I have to give a shout out to 75 employees. That is the backbone of what we do each and every day. That's why we're successful, and without them, and as I say that, the board of directors recognize that this year. Every year we dedicate the conference to someone. This year they decided that someone was TMPA employees.
Yep.
And that's very important, and the boots on the ground, as I say, and when you're calling in, the people you're talking to, that's what's important. But I appreciate everybody that's watching, and I hope you enjoy it. And just know, especially, we're going to do scholarships tonight, and you know, to me, when we turn those blue on, and we honor my friends and colleagues that have given the help. That's what tonight really means, and that's when we talk to the board, that's what this tonight is. It's the end of our conference, but at the end of the day, we want to honor those that given the most.
Yeah. It's definitely the most time whenever those blue lights get cracked, and everybody kind of knows what's coming next. And it's an honor. It's an honor to honor those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. And you know, that's kind of one of the many traditions here at TMPA during this conference, is doing just that. And it's a great night. Mitch, there is one question that I kind of am always curious of. What point did it start that typically, you know, this conference has gotten so big that there's not many places that we really can have this thing? It's kind of limited to Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio. I mean, we can't go, unfortunately, go to Tyler, Texas and have this thing. It's over 600 people now. At what point did TMPA look at it and make it kind of a tradition that wherever the city president is where that home base is going to be? Is it just luck of the draw, or was it your responsibility when you were president to kind of plan the thing or be over it? Because let's face it, TMPA's not always had employees, so it might have fell on the current president to plan that. Is that kind of what happened?
Yeah, in fact, up until our last conference, I was talking about San Angelo, that conference in 2001, up until then, the local associations were the one that ran the conference. And then in 2001, that was the last one that the locals took it. And then in 2002, we took it all over from the staff perspective. We're asking, do we have a Dallas with the presidents up there? No, we've rotated it around, but to your point, the size we're at, we're really limited. Like I said, we can't go to Tyler, Texas. We'd love to. Yeah. We'd love to go to some of these, but we really have to be in the larger metropolitan areas where we can handle 500, and I think we had 560, almost 600 people registered. So you imagine the amount of rooms we have to have. Right. So it's just grown every year over and over. So I was talking to the staff here at the Hyatt earlier in the week on Thursday about where we're going to go. We're going back to Dallas next year. Okay. So
You want to reveal the hotel?
Hyatt Regency
Hyatt
downtown. We were there last year. Great hotel, great facility. Uh, Looking for the year after that, and so the boards just said, "Hey, go find this place." So we're going to look. We'll look in San Antonio area, maybe Austin area, probably not downtown Austin. We will be in 27, but we know in 26 we will be downtown Dallas. We were there last year, had a great conference. And so we're 560 this year, we'll probably be over 600.
Yeah. Well, and here at TMPA, one of the things that I'm super proud of is that we are fiscally responsible with your money. And what does that look like, right? We've got 34,000 members who all pay membership dues, but what I've loved and absolutely had a lot of respect for Mitch for is that we try to put processes and thought in every single aspect of how we spend your money, right? This is y'all's association for all intents and purposes, and we're fiscally responsible. And so Mitch brought up an idea a couple years ago, and some partners that we've made through the years with the Robbers Investigators of Texas and their conference and kind of how they do things. And they were certainly open to opening up their books and kind of giving input on what they've learned and what value that they've got. And so they came up and said, hey, you guys need to sign contracts with some of these hotels to lock in those prices, because I'm telling you, the viewer or watcher watching this broadcast tonight, you would not believe how much coffee costs in a conference like this. It is thousands and thousands of dollars. And so Mitch took the initiative to go ahead and sign the contract and make this partnership and friendship with Hyatt Regency. And I'll be honest, they've never disappointed. Now, I do have to tell a funny story. The first time we were in San Antonio, that was a Hyatt Regency. I believe that was the first year we signed the contract. And I had a conversation with one of the managers downstairs, and I said, look, we're all professionals, okay, but we are cops, and there's certain things that when cops are off duty, we like to do, and one happens to be drinking beer and having a little bit of alcohol beverage. And so the conference, I think they underestimated the amount of alcohol we could consume that night, and so they had to rush to the Michelob place and get some cases delivered. But nonetheless, Hyatt Regencies, we've had a really good luck in partnership with them, and they've been ultra nice. This trip, Houston's kind of a complicated. There's a lot of challenges with downtown, and so they just made accommodations for this large of a conference. But kudos to you, Mitch, for always having the mindset of not penny pinching is what Kevin likes to call it. There's a certain phrase that I won't say on live broadcast comparing you of how you are fiscally responsible with our members' money, but you always have process in it, and there's always thought behind it, and that's what makes it different.
I appreciate that. No, as you go back and you look, we have to look every day that every one of our members pays their monthly dues. We have a responsibility to our members to make sure that we're fiscally responsible.
Yep.
And I know sometimes Kevin Russell is penny pinching, but I think I actually take that as a badge of honor, because it is important, because that's earned dollars, and we have a big responsibility.
Yeah. Well, hey, again, I think we're going to be kicking off here shortly. Mitch Landry wanted to jump on, and I wanted him to jump on and talk about the conference and some of the traditions and things that we do here at the annual conference. And Mitch, I appreciate you stopping by. We should be getting kicked off here shortly, which is going to be started with past President Ken Gardner, followed with newly elected President Zach Hicks. You guys stay tuned. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and keep watching the TMPA annual conference here, our 75th anniversary.
Trust me, it's good.
I'll try.
Another one that just walked by that I wanted to snag and jump on here and have a little discussion about is John Wilkerson. John is one of our TMPA legislative liaisons, and actually past President Ken Gardner just took the stage. John was going to explain the nomination that he had this year. If you want to do so real quick, John, that way people can understand. There's two awards that are given out at the TMPA conference. It's Way of the Badge, George Strait's Way of the Badge, and also the Warrior. So John had a nomination for that.
Yeah, so this year I nominated a guy named Paul Michelli. Paul's done a wonderful job of just supporting law enforcement, and I think we need to cut away from this and go there. So we'll be back to talk about that.
Okay. So we are fixing to go live with past President Ken Gardner as he takes the stage to introduce the newly elected president.
I know that's what everybody's waiting on. I just want to take a few minutes. I know last year, if you were here, I took a long time, so I won't this time. I'll make it short and sweet. I know somebody's clapping. I know they're ready to go. So, just real quick, I've been on the board 11 years, and I know a lot of people were here whenever we opened up the conference. And I said, you know, it was time, and I was glad it was over. Well, that's not true. I'm not glad it's over. I've talked to Thomas Brown, past president, and Joe Tovar, and they both told me, they said, you're going to miss it, and I think they're right. That's all. I'm not even gone yet for good, but I'm already missing it. But I just want to thank our TMPA staff. I know this banquet was dedicated to them. If you'll see, most of them are up here at the front tables. They do a great job. I've been a part of many organizations over my last 30 plus years in law enforcement, and TMPA, the way they run things, the way the employees are, the way they take care of everybody, it's you just can't match it. They're unbelievable. So thank you to all of our employees for everything that y'all have done. And then the board members, y'all know that we volunteer our time. I've worked with a lot of good men and women over the last 11 years here at TMPA. I'll always be part of TMPA. My family, I won't forget them because, you know, I missed a lot of weekends. I don't think I missed too many events. I tried to make most of them back at home. I said it before, I remember having to go to a basketball game on Friday night, drive all the way to Houston for a board meeting, finish up early Saturday, and drive back for another basketball game Saturday afternoon. So, before I sit down and before I get ready to turn this over to Zach, I want to recognize my wife and kids. That's two of the four. Last year we had all four of them here, but I thank them for putting up with me, putting up with the weekends gone, the times I'm on the phone all the time with TMPA, going out to scenes, visiting departments. They had to put up with a lot, but I thank them. And again, it's been a great honor to serve as president this last year. It's a great honor just to be a part of TMPA. So thank you to everybody for allowing me to do that. Thank you. At this time, I want to invite the Board of Directors to come forward, the 25-26 Board of Directors to step forward. And while they're on their way up here, I want to introduce our distinguished guest that will be swearing our new board in, Mr. Alan Helfman. Mr. Alan Helfman is a native Houstonian and a longtime force behind the Helfman's family group of auto dealerships. Alan has dedicated decades to giving back to his community and law enforcement. After graduating from the University of Texas with a business degree, Alan took up the mantle of the family business and transformed his passion for collecting sports and entertainment memorabilia into fundraising auctions supporting first responders and public safety causes. Over the past 25 plus years, he has organized more than 100 charity events and personally donated over $1 million to the Houston Police Department, alongside contributions to the Houston Fire Department, Harris County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, the DEA, Texas Southern University, and educational and senior care organizations in the greater Houston. Alan's deep commitment has earned him notable honors, such as the first ever Houston Police Department Lifetime Achievement Award in 2021, having the Houston Community College Criminal Justice Law Enforcement Program named in his honor in August of 2021, and recognition as the top 20 impact maker in 2022. Please welcome Mr. Alan Helfman.
Congratulations to each one of y'all. I know you well deserved, that's for sure. I don't know if you've seen the TV commercial at all, but might as well give you a little kick. You know what I'm saying? So you've probably seen it, punches and stuff like that. We do 30-something years, so we have a little fun with that. I will be giving you the shoes too. So as soon as we get off, you're gonna get the shoes. And my last pair, after an Astros pitch out, brought $12,000. They were called off-whites. The year before that, I pitched out with Jackie Robinson, and what was interesting is I did a fundraiser, 102 fundraisers. I probably spent millions of dollars, at least 2 for sure, of my own. And what was wild is we were doing one for a fellow by the name of Jared Flores, and I don't know if many of y'all know him, but it was Jim Crane's head of his security. And I get a call that morning from Reed Ryan, and he says, "Alan, you're not going to do this one at the Union. You're doing it at the stadium." Now, I usually have, like in my TV commercial, 8 or 10 ladies around me. And so we brought all of them down there. We brought the band. We sang for 2 or 3 hours, and we sold Earl Campbell signed paraphernalia, and Jordan Alvarez signed stuff, and we really made a big splash. It was $150,000. So Crane did not know that, and he said, "You know what?" Told his guys, he'll pitch out from now on. So I just got through with my 5th pitch out. And Reed Ryan says, "Satchel Paige or Juan Marichal has nothing on you." You know what I'm saying? So we stretch out and really make it. But anyway, let's get on with the fun stuff. I do solemnly swear that I will support the constitutions of the United States and the state of Texas, and I will faithfully perform the duties, name of the office. Everybody name it? Okay, good. For the Texas Municipal Police Association, in accordance with the Texas Municipal Police Association's Constitution and bylaws. I also solemnly swear and affirm that I will conduct myself with honor and integrity, so help me God. Well, let me congratulate each one of y'all. Congratulations. 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 And I would tell you there's a free car for everybody. Just come on back to River Oaks Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram, or one of my other stores. But I won't say that. Good to see you. Yeah, thank you. Congratulations. Good luck. Okay. Thank y'all. Who's taking the shoes? Sarge, anybody? Who's taking the shoes? They're one off, so these things should bring some good money. Somebody here, Garner, you want the shoes? There you go, man. Good luck. They're called P-rods.
They look like me. They're your style.
I'd have to kick back in if I wore them.
That was the quickest.
Hey, Luke.
You want me to do the pinning now?
Yeah.
It's on because I just
Yeah.
yelled at it.
At this time, I will pin President Zach Hicks with his president's pin.
Ken gets his past president's pin.
Appreciate you.
Now Ken is done. Before I start, this is about the employees, but it's more than just about the employees. We would like to recognize Eddie Ruggie. He's up on stage. Obviously, he had no idea this was about to happen. Eddie has served for 25 consecutive years as our Sergeant at Arms. Luckily, he already agreed to serve as my Sergeant at Arms, because now he may not. Good evening. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak about an organization that has played a role in protecting and supporting Texas law enforcement for more than 75 years now. Don't worry, Ken, I promise I'll get to what I prepared here in a minute. Here we are here in Houston again, which is ironic. TMPA's first president was actually from Houston PD. The first TMPA conference I attended was in Houston. I was first elected to the board of directors in Houston, and now I begin my term as your president here in Houston. But 75 years, a lot has changed in those 75 years. Let's look back at 1950 when Kevin was a rookie. World War II had only been over for 5 years. Hawaii and Alaska were still U.S. territories. The Arlington Police Department only had 9 paid officers on the roster. Charles Schultz had just started the Peanuts comic strip. Bell Laboratories created the answering machine. The FBI debuted the 10 most wanted fugitive list in 1950. Gasoline was 20 cents a gallon. The average price for a car was $1,300. The average house was $7,100. Average annual income was $3,200. Your TMPA dues were $2 per year. But that same year, officers from 6 agencies formalized the creation of TMPA and held the first conference. The story of TMPA begins in 1950 when a small group of police officers from cities like Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth, and Austin came together to form a unified voice for municipal law enforcement in Texas. The mission was clear: advocate for fair treatment, professional standards, and better working conditions for officers across the state. But the foundation of TMPA was laid even earlier, back in the 1940s, with key legislation like the Police and Firemen's Civil Service Act of 1947 and the creation of TMRS. These efforts reflected a growing recognition that officers needed a strong and organized representation. From the beginning, TMPA's success has been driven not just by the strength of the mission, but by the passion and dedication of its people. TMPA employees have continuously gone above and beyond to serve the 34,000 plus members this organization represents today. During the 60s and 70s, TMPA helped secure major wins for law enforcement, including the establishment of TCLOS, which we all now know as TCO. TMPA pushed for collective bargaining and education incentives. TMPA dues were increased to $1 a month, but membership was opened up to include state and county officers, not just municipal officers. It wasn't until the 1980s that TMPA hired its first executive director. TMPA membership broadened to include school district, college, and university officers. Our legal plan was implemented, and membership began a steady growth. We all know we have the best legal plan in the country, and this proved it. TMPA dues were raised to $2 per month, and the optional legal plan was additional $5 per month. In the 1990s, TMPA membership doubled, primarily because of that legal plan. We opened our membership up further to include communications officers, corrections, and other non-sworn members. Moving into the 21st century, we hired our second executive director, and our training programs began, ensuring law enforcement across the state would have access to professional development. TMPA also became a founding member of TLIC, which united law enforcement groups to work together on common goals at the Capitol. A couple years ago, my wife and I were in an Uber running an errand during conference, as many of us do. Our Uber driver asked me if we were with the police convention or Mary Kay. We both also laughed, and I said we were with the police conference. But my wife, as she always does, she proudly said, he's on the board of directors. But being downtown Dallas, this could have gone either way. But the driver just paused, and he looked in his rearview mirror and asked me a question. He said, since you were on the board, what is one thing you would change about the organization if you had the power? I did not give him an answer, but we have talked about that Uber ride several times, and I think about it often. What is that one thing? The one thing would be to bring our board and staff together as one family. This is a goal that I believe we have achieved. Not because of any one thing that I did, but this is the feeling of the entire board of directors. I've heard Kevin brag about the current board and how engaged we are with staff at all levels. I have also had staff members tell me the relationship between board members and staff is better than it has ever been in the past. TMPA is a family. I was immediately accepted at my first conference, and when my wife attended her first conference, the spouses and other staff immediately embraced her. Most of you have seen my child. One of the other board members' wives is currently holding her. Staff has taken her most of this weekend. My wife does not know life outside of TMPA. Hell, we even got engaged at a conference. This year, during the legislative session, I got to see firsthand how TMPA fights for its members. I've attended Ledge Days in the past, and I have voted for many things on my days on the board, but to see it for a full year is a whole different story. The work our staff puts in is immeasurable. I would be in trouble if I did not thank my wife. She knew once this session started, I would be in a TLIC meeting every Monday morning. Obviously, I didn't make it to Austin every week, but I was always on Zoom if I was not down there. And the only one that I missed was for the birth of our child. My wife was a champion through it all. She knew if I got on the phone or the computer after putting the kids to bed to do TMPA stuff, it was probably going to be a while. Those calls started again this week when special session began, but she has still been totally supportive. Thank you. This is the same with our staff. They sacrifice time with their families for all of our members. They do not seek recognition. They leave their house at all hours of the night, sometimes to drive for hours just to be there for our members. Our staff is better than our competitors because of this. They do not have to post about all of the good things they do on social media looking for accolades. They do it because they love serving our members, and their actions speak louder than anything else. We must also recognize our past presidents. I was told earlier, I believe it is a record this year of 18 past presidents in attendance tonight. Since 1950, we have only had 8 two-term presidents. 5 of them are in the room tonight. Thank you for what you all accomplished before we got here. Today, as we celebrate TMPA's 75th anniversary, we do so as the largest law enforcement association in Texas, not because of numbers alone, but because of trust. And that trust has been earned every day by a dedicated team of employees who believe in service, who believe in justice, and who believe in the members they support. In every legislative session, every bargaining negotiation, every legal call, and every training class, TMPA's success is not just the result of good ideas, it is the result of good people. So to the employees, past and present, who have poured their time, skill, and heart into this organization, thank you. You have helped build an institution that not only protects our members' rights, but strengthens communities across Texas. It's water, but if y'all have a glass, here's to 75 years of service and to the people that make it possible every single day. Sorry, they put a lot of papers up here. Y'all may notice the chair at the end of the stage here. It's the honor chair. In 2013, Tommy Capel, a San Antonio police officer and a woodworker in his spare time, built the first honor chair to memorialize a San Antonio officer who had been killed in the line of duty. Since that day, they have made and delivered 177 chairs to 23 states. Chair 178 and 179 will be delivered to Lancaster PD and Corpus Christi PD the first week of August. The TMPA Honor Chair holds a place in the TMPA State Office for all Texas peace officers who have made the ultimate sacrifice. That chair is with us tonight as that reminder. Now they have prepared a slideshow tonight to honor our fallen officers who have died in the line of duty.
Tours up, middle of June. She was planning a welcome home barbecue, green bean casserole, grandma's recipe. There was a knock on the door around 2 o'clock. 2 uniforms and her heart stopped. Yellow ribbon round an oak tree, blowing in the breeze. Here's to the ones that didn't make it back home, ones we ain't seen in so long. The hold up and beer, ones that wish they were here, ones that I forgotten and gone. We're in a better place up there, but they sure let us hold down here. Just go on living and go on missing the ones that didn't make it back home. Whole town shut down, whole town showed up. Sing Amazing Grace and watch the slide show up. It's 22 years. There was laughs and there was tears. That preacher talked about sacrifice, the traffic stop for those Cadillac lights. Johnny sold beer half price that night, and everybody raised them high, singing here's to the ones that didn't make it back home, the ones we ain't seen in so long. The hold up and beer ones that wish they were here, ones that not forgotten but gone. They're in a better place up there. Yeah, they sure let the hold down here. Just go on living and go on missing the ones that didn't make it back home. Back to that front porch, back through that front door, to the life they were fighting for. Here's to the ones that didn't make it back home, the ones we ain't seen in so long. The hold up and beer ones that wish they were here, ones that not forgotten but gone. They're in a better place up there. They sure let the hold down here. We just go on living and go on missing the ones that didn't make it back home. Yeah, here's to the ones that didn't make it back home, the ones we ain't seen in so long. The hold up and beer ones that wish they were here, ones that not forgotten but gone. They're in a better place up there. Well, they sure let the hold down here. We just go on living and go on missing the ones that never made it back home. Didn't make it back home. The ones that didn't make it back home.
Can you turn the lights back up? Thank you. When the lights come back up, we did something different this year because most of the time staff refuses to come in this room, or if they do, they sit in the back so they can try and sneak out. We reserved tables up front this year because this conference was dedicated to them. We would not be here 75 years later without them. So once again, can y'all recognize the staff? If you're staff, please stand up. Thank you. And from Kevin down argued with me about them sitting up front, but we appreciate y'all cooperating. If I could have Luke Schaefer bring something up here real quick. In the mix of all the papers, I forgot to give Ken his gift from the board of directors.
Oh, my goodness.
It is not a rocking chair.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, hold on.
Look here. Look at that golf towel.
Hey, look here, it's not gonna do me any good, but I'm gonna look good out there on the golf course. Hey, it's not gonna improve my score, but it's sure gonna, I'm gonna look the best out there. Thank y'all so much.
And also and also your president's ring.
Oh, man, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank y'all so much. Thank you.
If I could have John Wilkerson come up to the stage. We are now going to have he's going to explain the weight of the badge. The Weight of the Badge Award started in 2023. TMPA began the George Strait Weight of the Badge Award in recognition of a civilian who rises above and beyond to support local law enforcement in the duties of serving their community or the law enforcement profession as a whole. This time, John Wilkerson.
Yes, good evening, everybody. So the email went out asking for nominations on this, and man, I just couldn't think of anybody better. For probably the past better part of 10 years, there's a guy in my community that's really just stepped up and helped out. This gentleman has donated his time to help out TMPA members. Anytime I've done a cook and tried to deliver food, the man would show up and he'd pretty much threaten to beat me and throw me in a dumpster if I didn't let him deliver the food, and he never charged a penny to the members of TMPA. In addition to that, this man stands out there with me. I get paid to help teach police cadets for firearms, and this man stands out there with me, 115 degrees, 32 degrees, rain, sleet, snow, doesn't matter. He's refused to take a paycheck. He makes his own range available to numerous officers in the area, helps provide them training, and gets them on track of where they need to be. So it is my pleasure and my privilege to introduce this year's recipient, and I'm going to call him by his government name because it burns him alive. I know him as Paul, but it's going to be Albert Michelli.
We changed it up this year and didn't do it at the conclusion of a lunch. We are now going to present the Warrior Awards. Would field reps Robbie Campbell, Jay McClellan, Leighton Canary, JP Rodriguez, and Ray Wilkinson, or whoever was assigned, please come to the stage. While they're making their way up here, we would like to thank Aaron Slater, who also needs to come up here, and the Relentless Defender Apparel for sponsoring this year's Warrior Awards. This award is meant to recognize TMPA members that exemplify the virtues of bravery and professionalism. Awarded to a member who intelligently performs an act of gallantry and valor at the risk of their life above and beyond the call of duty. The deed performed must have been one of personal bravery or self-sacrifice so conspicuous as to distinguish the individual above his or her comrades and must have involved risk of life. Any member killed in confrontation with a criminal is eligible for this award. Nominations are sent to the board of directors and then reviewed, and now they're going to play a video.
Officer Colin Kennedy with Huntsville PD. Please step forward. No Colin Kennedy here. We'll make sure he gets the award. He's out of Huntsville PD. March 7th, 2025, a night that reminded us all why courage wears the badge. For Officer Colin Kennedy, still in his first year on the force, it began his routine welfare check. What he found was anything but routine. A man standing at the edge of a bridge, 17 feet above the highway, ready to end his life. With calm resolve, Officer Kennedy began to speak. He built trust, buying precious time, but then the man fell. In that critical moment, Officer Kennedy and a nearby DPS trooper lunged forward, catching the man's wrist just in time. As the man let go, they held on, defying gravity, defying fate, and pulled him back to safety. For his heroic actions, we're proud to present TMPA Warrior Award to Officer Colin Kennedy. Officer Chuck Cobb, West Orange Police Department. On July 24th, 2024, Officer Chuck Cobb was on routine patrol when fate called him into action. He came upon a crash scene. A child, terrified, flagged him down. The child's mother had suffered a seizure, and her vehicle was now sinking into a pond, one of those retention ponds on the side of the highway. Officer Cobb secured the child, then raced toward the water. Another child was frantically trying to open the submerged door. Without hesitation, Officer Cobb dove in. With the help of two courageous citizens, he shattered the window, entered the vehicle. Fully submerged inside, an unconscious woman was found. He pulled her from the wreckage, and on the muddy banks, Officer Cobb began CPR for over 2 minutes. He never gave up. She lived. For his decisive action, fearless bravery, and devotion to human life, we proudly honor Officer Chuck Cobb with the TMPA Warrior Award.
Our next two award winners are going to be Trooper Brody Telfer and Officer Carrie Trebell. Either one of them here. Officer Trebell is with Killeen ISD Police Department. We'll make sure we get his award to him. On December 1st of 2024, a maniac behind the wheel crashed into the Killeen Mall. His intent was mass murder. Holiday shoppers screamed, chaos erupted. Trooper Brody Telfer and Officer Carrie Trebell ran towards the danger. They chased the suspect on foot through the mall. They gave commands. They gave chase. And when the suspect tried to mow down civilians, they stepped in. With bravery, precision, and deadly resolve, these two officers put themselves between the suspect and innocent lives. They stopped the rampage. For their extraordinary heroism and fearless defense of the public, we proudly present the TMPA Warrior Award to both Trooper Brody Telfer and Officer Carrie Trebell.
Our next recipient is Detective Edwin Tercios of the League City Police Department. On January 6, 2024, Detective Edwin Tercios responded to a fiery fatal crash as flames engulfed the wreckage. Civilians tried desperately to save victims. Detective Tercios stepped in, pulling one man from the flames, then moving to a second car and locating another unconscious victim. He then proceeded to a third lifeless one who was not breathing. He began CPR as the victim lay on the pavement, and he actually saved the victim's life. And because of his efforts and his decisive actions, composure under chaos, commitment to preserving life, we are proud to award Detective Edwin Tercios the TMPA Warrior Award. And I'd like to add that while we were having fun here this morning, he was putting his life on the line, again, not too far from here. So we celebrate his accomplishment.
Next recipient actually notified me just before this started that he was on a narcotic raid, so he couldn't make it. Anthony Rogers here with Galveston PD, he'll get his award, but we're going to go ahead and talk about it. On February 4th, 2025, Officer Clayton Cole was part of the U.S. Marshals Task Force mission to apprehend a dangerous fugitive. Robert Johnson, wanted for the aggravated sexual assault of a child, was using free Wi-Fi at a local McDonald's. As officers approached from inside, Johnson reached for a hidden gun that the officers inside weren't aware of. But from the outside through the window, Officer Clayton Cole saw everything. He acted immediately, neutralizing the threat. His fast response likely saved the lives of his fellow officers. But even then, he didn't stop. He stepped inside, rendered medical aid to the suspect, and stayed by his side until EMS was able to get there. For his quick thinking, his decisive action, and unwavering professionalism, we proudly present the TMPA Warrior Award to Officer Clayton Cole.
All right, our last recipient of the evening is Crystal Sepulveda. On July 23rd, 2022, Officer Crystal Sepulveda responded to backup officers on a pursuit of a violent robbery suspect. That suspect, armed with 2 automatic handguns, crashed and fled on foot. Officer Sepulveda chased the subject into a backyard of a residence and was faced with gunfire. Officer Sepulveda was shot 3 times, once in the leg, once in the toe, and once in the face. And yet her bravery never wavered. Her self-sacrifice saved lives that day. After multiple surgeries and an incredible recovery, Officer Sepulveda continues to serve her department, the city, and all of us. For her bravery, resilience, and unmatched courage in the face of deadly force, we are proud to honor Crystal Sepulveda for the TMPA Warrior Award.
We appreciate y'all putting up with us, trying something new there. Obviously, there's going to be hiccups. Now we're going to transition over to the scholarship awards. I would like to recognize the scholarship committee. Bertha Roop, Lon Kraft, TJ Smetzer, Christopher Aller, Thomas Cochran, Trey Morris, Chris Dyer, and Joe Tovar. Those folks took time out of their own schedule to go down to the office and read through a lot of scholarship applicants to decide who's going to get it. This video should be playing.
We are proud to present the 2025 TMPA Scholarship winners. Each one of these exceptional students supported through the generosity of donors to the TMPA charities and a contribution by past President Lon Kraft. Congratulations to this year's recipients, and thank you to everyone who helps invest in the future of Texas law enforcement families. And these are the $1,500 award winners. Dally Robinson, parent, Sergeant James Robinson, Erath County Sheriff's Office. Julian Silvas, parent, Captain Peter Silvas, Refugio Police Department. Henry Farmer, parent, Officer Michael Farmer, Arlington Police Department. Marcus Luengo, parent, Lieutenant Jose A. Luengo, FAR Police Department. Brock Below, parent, Officer Chad Edward Below, Baytown Police Department. Mackenzie Galden, parent, Detective John Galden, Frisco Police Department. Haley Havens, parent, Sergeant Charles Hank Havens, Rockwall County Sheriff's Office. Addison Rourke, parent, Detective David Rourke, Galveston Police Department. Riley Scott, parent, Sergeant Aaron Scott, Arlington Police Department. Rosalind Kelly, parent, Lieutenant Jason Kelly, Baytown Police Department. Rachel Chalmers, parent, Assistant Chief Matthew Chalmers, Weatherford Police Department. Diego Perez, parent, Chief Steve Perez, Bernie Police Department. Quinn Hogan, parent, Sergeant Ben Little III, Watauga Police Department. Kenna Hogan, parent, Sergeant Ben Little III, Watauga Police Department. Adeline Benzick, parent, Detective Aaron Benzick, Plano Police Department. Jacqueline McKinney, parent, Commander Andy McKinney, Round Rock Police Department. Taylor Higgs, parent, Sergeant William Higgs, Tyler Police Department. Ryan Gardner, parent, Officer Ken Gardner, Tyler Police Department. Gracie Zellerhoff, parent, Lieutenant Ronald Parsley, Irving Police Department. Rebecca Phelan, parent, Chief Joseph Phelan, Palacios ISD Police Department. And now, please join us in congratulating the recipient of the McLean Advisors $3,000 Scholarship Award, proudly presented by a legacy of integrity, growth, and financial guidance across Texas and beyond. And the winner is Brooke Fry, parent, Sergeant Stephen Fry, Bryan Police Department. Brooke's academic and professional goal is to become a pediatric nurse. She first began thinking about nursing as a career when in junior high school, and her professional dream to help children. She plans on attending Sam Houston State University this coming fall. In memory of Jacob Fedro, our honorary past president, who inspired us all through his courage and strength, we proudly present the $5,000 TMPA scholarship given in his name. And the winner is Alyssa Rule, parent, Deputy Constable Caleb Rule, end of watch, May 29th, 2020, Fort Bend County Constable's Office. Alyssa, a passionate student, artist, and leader. The youngest of four, was raised in a home where learning and music were a way of life. After her father, her hero, was killed in the line of duty, Alyssa found strength through education, band, and theater. Now headed to Texas State to pursue a career in business and the arts, she carries his legacy with every step. And now, we now honor the legacy of past President Bill Elkin with the $5,000 TMPA scholarship given in his name. And the winner is Lillian Poole, parent, game warden. Shauna Poole, Texas Parks and Wildlife. Lillian, a senior at Fairfield High School, comes from a family rooted in service. Her father, a Texas State Trooper, and mother, a Texas game warden, and brother, a U.S. Marine. After enduring the tragic loss of two of her father's partners in the line of duty, Lillian leaned on her faith and family to develop a deep sense of resilience, purpose, and commitment to serve others. She plans on attending college this fall. In memory of past president and dedicated TMPA team member Dick Brock, we proudly present the $5,000 TMPA scholarship given in his name. And the winner is Presley McCraw, parent, police officer James McCraw, Tyler Police Department. Presley's passion for meat science began through FFA and 4-H competitions and has since evolved into a focused career path. As a current student at Texas A&M, she interns with Souls Foods, helping lead food safety initiatives and quality assurance efforts. She's also an active competitor on the National Meat Science Quiz Bowl team and serves as a teaching assistant and research assistant, all while maintaining a strong GPA. Presley is driven by purpose, gratitude, and a commitment to feed the world safely and responsibly. As we close this portion of tonight's program, we're reminded that these young scholars are more than just award recipients. They are the next generation carrying the torch of service, resilience, and dedication. Their stories reflect the very heart of TMPA's legacy built by men and women who have given their lives to protect Texas and who continue to invest in its future by empowering their children to lead with courage, character, and purpose. At this time, we ask you to please rise and join us in congratulating all of our scholarship recipients. They are proof that the mission continues and that our future is in good hands.
I was told before the night began to have my phone with me because I would get random texts from staff. If y'all have not seen the podcast that Crystal was on, y'all need to watch that. It's very impactful. She was on, I believe it was a 2-part episode, and it is worth the watch. And again, if y'all saw Slater and his flair with his jacket over there, I heard him say that his wife gets to buy a new dress for every one of these events, so now he's going to buy a jacket like that for all of these to show off. So, John Sariga's got some words for you.
It's time to have some fun and raise some money for TMPA charities. Those of you that are here every year hear me talk about TMPA charities every year, and oftentimes I get choked up. So if I get choked up on this one, I apologize. So 100% of every dollar we raise for TMPA charities goes back to our members. Goes back to our members when they're injured in the line of duty, when they're wounded, if disease strikes or illness, accidents, tornadoes, floods, you name it. We respond immediately. That's the amazing staff here. Our phones we're on call 24 hours a day, and when tragedy or disaster strikes, we respond to support Texas peace officers. So every dollar we raise tonight is going to go back to those officers in need. So with that, I've got a couple of things we have to do. First is the gun raffle. We've run a raffle all weekend for 4 guns. Where's Tony Reich? All right, Tony, it's time to draw for the 4 guns, courtesy of Eddie Ruggie, San Angelo POA, and then a couple guns we actually were able to purchase at discounts.
So, hey, real quick, those have been around for a while. We couldn't find our little hopper, so we did just use a cheese ball. Because we have run around and get cheese balls at like 2 a.m. before looking for you guys. Also a tradition, this would have been Rusty May's year to be president. His oldest son, Gunner, has always pulled these. This is his youngest son, Jameson. So we're going to let Jameson pull the ticket. So get your tickets ready. The deals are over. Here we go. First gun, you're going to get your first choice right over here. It's going to be a yellow ticket, which means before I ran out of them. Last 4. 1, 2, 7, 8.
1278. Yellow ticket 1278. And you, sir, will get your choice. Tony gets his choice of any of the 4, correct? Tony.
All right, here we go. You can hear me now. Ooh, another yellow ticket. Last 4. 1, 8, 7, 0. 1, 8, 7, 0. Woohoo! Look at there. Frisco PD. All right, last 4. Another yellow ticket. See, I told everybody if you bought the white ones tonight, you'd have a better odds, but I guess I'm wrong on that. All right, last 4. 1, 5, 4, 7. 1, 5, 4, 7.
1547.
1547.
Got to be present to win. Last call. 1.
All right, here we go. 1547. Going once. Going twice. You gone. It's a Smith 9mm, but I don't know what it is. No. Well, yeah. Yes, it does have an optic. I don't know what though. Hey, we're a high-class organization. You can't expect me to remember all that. All right, we do have a white ticket. So here we go. Somebody just bought these. Last 4. 7, 3, 6, 5. 7, 3, 6, 5. I can't see because the light's in my eyes. Did you just buy that tonight? The white one tonight when we walked in? All right. Yellow ticket. Last 4. 1, 9, 8, 7.
1987.
1987. All right. We got winners. Jameson, thank you for helping me. Hey, as always, just so you know, we just did a quick run on that. All this money goes straight to our charities. We typically do about 4,000 to 4,100 on that gun raffle, just so you guys know from me walking around. Just doing some quick math earlier, and I'm from Farmersville, so I could be wrong, but it was about $4,600, so we did a little more this year, so thank you guys very much.
All right, next we're going to give away the golf cart. So I'm told this is being done a random electronic selection. Is that correct, Andrew?
Yeah, you're going to see, we're going to pull up two screens. One is going to have a file of 315 tickets that we sold. The other is going to have a random generator. Whatever number that the random number generator pulls is who gets it. We'll scroll down to that number. If you're present, awesome. If not, we'll call you. We'll get you the cop cart. Oh, yeah, I guess I'm going to give you a countdown because this is anticlimactic. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 247. So that is going to be Steven Schulman. You won the cop cart.
Steven Schulman.
We will let you haul it home if you want. You could drive it too. I don't know how it does on the highway.
So the proceeds from the golf cart are actually going to the Texas Peace Officers Memorial. The memorial needs.
So there you have it. We have a winner from College Station, won our cop cart. Super excited. I think, David, what what the total was last week we looked?
Just under $16,000.
Just under $16,000. That is absolutely incredible, and that goes directly to the Texas Peace Officer Memorial. Thank y'all so much for participating. We're going to continue this live broadcast until it signs off and continue with our TMPA charities with the casino night. So stay tuned. Appreciate y'all tuning in.
Thank you very much. It was a ton of money.
Well, it's 8:01, and we said we were going from 6 to 8, so we nailed it. So it's time to go have some fun at casino night. So I will. Oh, you got one more. Yeah, I almost forgot. Zach has to close out the conference. Oh, all right. Let me explain real quick how casino night's going to work. Then I'll turn it back over to Zach. So casino night's down one level on the second floor. You will buy tickets. Each ticket will cost $25 and we'll get you $5,000 in chips. For every $5,000 in casino chips, you will get a double-sided ticket. You're going to put one ticket in the bucket for each of the prize that you want. And when there are three prizes,
as John's explaining the casino night again, those that have never experienced or been to the TMPA annual conference, strongly encourage you to come. I'm going to go ahead and again thank our absolutely amazing sponsors. Coming in as chief sponsors is the McLean Advisors, NEP Services, captain sponsors is the Relentless Defender, Gorski Gilbert Law Firm out of Dallas, East Coast Amusements, Roll Call Off Duty, Financial Cop, Lisa Crass PC Attorneys, that's going to be Randall Moore out of the DFW Metroplex, the Law Office of Paul Amon, the Law Office of Lance Wyatt, again, our awesome Purse Bingo sponsor. Lance participates in that in every single year. Honor Wealth is going to be also listed as a sergeant sponsor in Robberies Investigators of Texas Conference. So, again, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for an amazing year, and thank y'all for an amazing TMPA conference. It's been a success. We look forward to raising a lot of money for tonight. You guys take care. Stay safe. God bless you. And as always, may God bless Texas. We are out.